I hope everybody's doing good. I'm doing really, really good. Um, Things are starting to sort of fall into place. And for me, what I'm trying to do is get back in shape. Need a job. Don't want to be in the experience I'm in right now, which is a welfare. Even though it's a disability and it's more like a retirement, I'm too young to retire, and there's too much work to be done. And part of the challenge of being on a disability is fitting within our work environment. Fitting within my disability matches up with some kind of job, which is the challenge. And age, and being female, and being a global economy is crashing. Few challenges in the way. One of my biggest challenges, though, are um, the negative energy that is directed towards me. As soon as I'm on this welfare system, as soon as I've got a label, along with that label comes a lot of beliefs that simply are not true, that I feel I need to fight against, and that fight keeps putting me down. And so I just want to bring it up that it's a powerful negative energy that it's so emotionally hard to overcome. And a lot of it is people that are worried about you. Um, and then that makes me worry about them because they're not sleeping, they're not enjoying their lives because they're worried about me. There are people that can't even feed their own kids, and yet their tax dollars are going towards me. I don't like that. I don't sleep well at night knowing that's happening. Um, so instead of fighting, improving, the only thing I can do is overcome it. And part of this negative energy, um, I don't think we quite understand how powerful it is. But once you know that it's there and you're aware of it, then you can deal with it a lot better. If there was a really still lake water and I put a pebble in that water, it would make a ripple, a wave effect. Every time you have a thought, that thought is energy, and that energy can be measured. EEG machines. Every time you have a thought, it tells you that you're alive. As long as your brain is processing something, these EEG machines can tell that you are putting energy waves out into the universe. Where the air is that you can't see, where microwaves are that you can't see, where these harp waves are that you can't see, everything that you can't see is still there. And it's no different than if I was in this room and I had 10 people constantly saying, you're stupid, you're too stupid, you're too stupid to do anything. If somebody had that thought, they don't even have to be in the room for them to push out that energy at me. And I won't even see it. If they're not in the room, I won't see that that energy is there, but it doesn't mean it's not there. There still is a powerful wave that would come exactly like a pebble in a water, and you are still battling that. If somebody, if a lightning bolt, electricity, if you can't see it coming, it doesn't mean it's not in the air, and it doesn't mean that it's, that electricity, that spark, if it's so focused and so intense you can see the lightning bolt, but prior to that, you never seen it coming, and yet it still affected your body, your health. So that's why I can kind of see that this awareness, this awakening, that the shift that we need to take has to be involved with knowing this wave energy that is out there. It's extremely powerful. And these elites or the enemy is the person who is trying to make everybody angry. And you know, they had a saying that says life's not fair. And it's okay to say that saying, that life's not fair, until it's not fair for you. And as soon as life is not fair for you, that's the time that life not being fair is not acceptable. But we have to sort of connect the dots, that do you really want to live in a world that's not fair? And anyways, we need to be making a hell of a lot of changes. And Bruce Lee said it best, you go with the energy, not against that energy. So we cannot change the energy of people using money and currency. We cannot change the idea that work needs to be done. If we all want food, if we all want shelter, work needs to be done. So right now we've got some major challenges, that we don't have a safe energy source anywhere on this planet right now that's being used. We are polluting our air, soil, and water. And a lot of people are hungry. We poisoned our food. So these are avenues that we all need to be doing some work in. One thing that I want to do is put out this challenge. There's, in some changes that I'm making with myself, I am now getting this belief, without a doubt, that I am going to attract a car that doesn't work on oil. It'll be it won't cost me money to run it, and it's just going to fall in my lap. Now, why I know that this is going to happen, it's a challenge I am putting out into the world, is because I know for a fact that it's out there. Anybody who comes out with shit like this usually is dead. So this is a good marketing way, that we need to unfold these energy sources that we do have, that the rich will not fund, the oil industry will not fund, the medical world will not fund, your politicians will not fund. So this is something that we, the people, need to unfold ourselves. And it's like, I'm willing to risk my life driving the friggin' car, because you want to believe the person that is driving a free energy car with an oil industry that doesn't want it out there has their life at risk. But I'm willing to drive a free energy car and advertise the friggin' hell out of it. So it'd be in somebody's best interest that has this technology, put a car together, give me one. Now, at the same time, what else I'm putting a challenge out to is some good programmers, web designers. What I'd also like is if I get a car that runs without oil and is completely safe for our environment, then I'm looking for a list of other people that would want to buy a vehicle like this. How much would they be willing to invest? And the cat shows up for an appearance. And what else I'd also like is anybody that would want to get employment transforming old cars, old oil run cars, gas run cars that can be converted into this new free energy type car, under the condition that it run more like a cooperative than a corporation. Now, what we've got to do is just see the players of the game. We need to see the technology, because a lot of the universe doesn't believe it's out there, but it is out there. So we need to somehow secretly, safely get this information out there. We need somebody to be the one that's driving it. Then we need to see a very large group of people willing to buy this technology. We also need to see a lot of sort of like distributors or workers within that field. Once it gets out, once people have the money, once people are willing to see a product that they definitely want to buy, we need workers to fulfill that need. And it's gonna, I hope it happens real fast. I think it can happen real fast. As soon as it gets out, it can spread like wildfire. And I think something like this can be done very affordable. A lot of people that can't afford vehicles should be able to get onto some kind of plan on a lease. You should be able to buy an old junker that doesn't even turn on and be able to put something that's very cheap, this new free energy system. I don't think costs that much to put together personally, and I think they just in our recycling systems, we have all the materials that you need there to be able to build up such these types of systems. But it clearly needs to be developed. But I think you can get into it in a lease where whoever you're making the deal with don't go through your banks. Your bank is taking up most of your payment. Your governments are taking up most of your payments. It can be a completely different structure. What we have to realize is, in order for you to make a profit, you got to make sure everybody else makes a profit. Because if you're the only one, if there's only 10 people in the room and you are the only one making a profit off of those 10 people in the room, and those 10 people aren't making a profit, they have no money to spend to give you their profit. So we have been so busy trying to focus on me. I want to earn a lot of money, but the next shift is I got to make sure everybody else is working. Because if I make sure everybody else is working, then I have work. And these CEOs that are getting all these tax write-offs, and they do not have the mindset to create jobs. It is a known fact that what puts people to work the most are small businesses. And we have to get out of the system that's in place right now. Buying stocks and bonds is not the way to go. So this new technology, do not go public with it. Get people that are distributing it, paying for the licensing to do business. Don't go at it for pure greed. And you have to volunteer. Anytime something new comes up, you have to volunteer. You have to get people used to something new, and once they get used to it, then they start buying. So that's why I know that there is definitely a free energy car out there. I think without a doubt I will be able to attract it. I personally do believe if I do these workouts and I keep myself in really good shape, that increases the belief that I have that this is going to happen. And every time that I get a belief that feels this strong, it always happens. Now, it isn't to the same total belief that I've had when the airbrush or the house or these magical things, but I can tell you it's pretty damn close. So I'm looking forward to this new car. I would like to find out if you'd be interested in buying a free energy car, and how much would you be willing to pay for something like that? Or would you like to work for something like that? It'd be interesting to open up this conversation. Peace out.